Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, Southern Pride, Southern Pride, Southern Pride, Southern Pride. Yeah, what's up, guys? How is everyone doing? Yeah, everybody knows. Yeah, how's everyone doing today? Boy, yeah, what's up, guys? How is everyone doing? Believe in Batman, Batman. It's happening. Someone's here. It is Dave in the A. Hey,
What's
Dave.
up, Jake?
What's
How
up,
are you,
cornbread
buddy?
man? Hey,
Yeah, the cornbread man.
by the way, we found out that a member of someone who's been on my show several times, Ski Mask, passed away yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I think he was 30 or something.
Oh, wow.
He did Ski Mask Collective. He taught he was. But how are you doing?
I'm doing
Uh,
good, brother. Been
by the way,
busy.
that picture you sent me, actually, Lucha Libre is in the news right now because they're doing a
Hang,
show.
hang on
What?
just a second, Jake. Hang on just a second.
Uh, uh, but what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Yep.
Sorry about that, Jake.
Well, who's that guy on the back of the screen you're watching?
That's another podcaster from Blue Ridge, Georgia.
Yeah. Are you trying to go on his show next?
Well, not specifically going on his show, but his wife runs a media group, and she built our webpage. I have watched him. He's aware of us, and I've been in his chats many times. He does a lot of politics here in Georgia.
Yeah. But so like I was trying to say, that Lucha Libre was actually good because two of the major companies are doing deals with Lucha Libre.
Okay.
AEW does AEW does stuff with CMLL, and WWE just bought AAA Lucha Libre from just acquired AAA from Mexico.
Well, I just something I put together, I mean, months ago, and it's just been sitting there. And I thought, well, if we could use it, we'll use it.
Yeah, and one of the other things that you're just the producer. I'll be the host, and then if we do get a little bit of money coming in through Rumble Rants and all that, we'll split it or something. We'll talk about that deal off camera because
Yeah, man.
I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because of the love of wrestling. In wrestling sometimes is good, and you have a racing show, but a lot of people like wrestling. Wrestling is, and by the way, in that song I said Jake knows his wrestling since he was knee high to a grasshopper, and you are a newbie, but you're a lover of flair and stuff.
Well, I'm an old guy, and I was sitting in wrestling uh, when you weren't even thought of. But
Yeah,
I didn't stay in it like you did. But
yeah,
I've actually was my first wrestling live event. I was 7 years old, I think.
yeah. And the thing is, you lived
So
in
that's
Georgia, so
53 years ago.
you lived in you lived where Turner did business at.
Yeah,
Eric Bischoff said in an interview the reason why they didn't do any big cities is because the unions, because they spent too much money, so they try to go with places that didn't have a union or didn't have uh, regulations.
yeah. I
Sorry,
don't doubt that because I've got a friend that went. He used to go up to Chicago and he did his business. They would do conventions and stuff,
yeah,
and he would pay the union rep $100 to leave him alone because he had a small business. He had small boxes to carry in, and you wasn't supposed to do any of that. You had to pay them to do it. But this goes back to the probably the 80s
yeah,
or maybe even 70s. Just saying what he did, he paid the rep $100. The main guy slid him 100. He left him alone.
yeah. The thing is also, but in wrestling now, it's like a YouTuber is a champion. A controversial YouTuber, Logan Paul, is one of their champions now. For God's sake, that guy needs. Do you remember the Suicide Force video? You know what
Uh,
I'm talking about?
Not sure.
Logan Paul went to Japan and filmed a video at a forest where people go and off themselves at.
Hang on, Jake.
Sorry,
Busy day.
sorry.
Sorry. Sorry, bud.
Sir,
Just crazy busy. I've been having my car worked on, and I got grandchildren wanted to ask me something.
yeah,
Just one of those
okay,
days, man. When they find out you're on vacation, they go
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, because
Every,
they
everybody wants something.
yeah. But by the way, this is the only time I can get you on with that because I know you got a show in a couple out in about an hour. Are you gonna do
Well,
your
yeah.
show
I mean,
early
I
today?
I do all kinds of shows on my own, but with Rob, we do the 8 to 10 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the 8 o'clock to 9 on Thursday. The rest of the shows are all scheduled in by me. That's shows I do.
Yeah, with Dean with the racing hour. By the way, Street Outlaws is basically it's basically it's like street like they illegal street racing, but it's not illegal street racing. It's they race on closed roads.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it,
Yeah,
um, but I haven't kept up. There's a lot of stuff I'm trying to get time for. It's just my interests are so many.
yeah. So I want to ask this question: is do you who is Netanyahu?
He is the Prime Minister of Israel.
I hear him being talked about in songs. Danny Polterchek did a song about him, or did a song about Jews.
He's been Prime Minister on and off for the last many, many years.
Yeah,
Um, hold on, trying to
sorry.
respond. No, you're not. I'm on your show. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
finish up some business I had going on. I just
yeah.
jumped in. So I didn't tell anybody I was going live, so I've had people contact me. Bibi Netanyahu, very old Israeli family. A lot of people hate him, say he's a war criminal and all that. But he he's very conservative in Jewish circles. He speaks excellent English, so
Yeah,
he comes on American TV a lot. He is very he's a pretty sharp guy, whether you like his politics or not. He's not stupid. He's smart.
yeah.
His brother Jonathan was killed in the raid on Entebbe. The only soldier or hostage that was killed that day. He was the leader of that rescue operation. Very famous, very
Yeah.
famous. Did movies about it, wrote books. But Jonathan Netanyahu was killed that day. Lucky
Hey,
shot.
have you ever had they made us back in the day? They made a soda called Vault.
I'm familiar with it.
Coca Cola made it.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I actually tried. I got when I went to Alabama. That was the only place we could have got it for a few years was Alabama. We would have
Alabama.
we would go to Mobile. We would stay at the Days Inn over in Saraland.
Sounds like fun times.
Yeah, and but it's always fun times when you get to travel with your family because. But with my dad, we only time we traveled was the only time we I loved my dad, but sometimes it's but my dad was always he's always does the right things. And he was a trucker, but here's in 2017 I had to tell him, listen, when your little boy has to say you're done, you're done.
Yeah,
Because I think I was getting tired of having to help him in and out of trucks because those trucks are tall, and we were having to put brick. We would have to put cement bricks for him to stand on. Oh, sorry,
okay.
but getting back to what now it's like and I'm also
Hey Jake, I'm sorry. Give me one more
uh,
second. Sing a song or something. I'll be right back.
all right,
I got to call my guy about this truck. See ya.
all right, all right. You're right. All right. About guys, by the way, if you guys want to check out Southern Fried Podcast, and that's the hey.
All right, Jake.
by the way, you got an empty. You got the FFP Racing Hour Mexico is not even working. You got a lot that's supposed to be. Did you screw up?
No, I didn't screw up. My co-host screwed up. I rescheduled it for Thursday, but it's going to be rescheduled again. They didn't show up.
Dean and James?
They got confused. I couldn't do Tuesday because I was doing elections all day. Love them to death, but they screwed up because we were supposed to do it Monday. So I just rescheduled it. It's sitting out there, but I'm going to reschedule it for Friday. It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
All right. I was just reminding you, by the way, we still.
I forgot. No, I was sitting here ready to do a show. Nobody come through the door. I told them. No, you're always trying to say I screwed up. See, I didn't screw up. When I screw up, I own it. And I will say I screwed up.
Hey, by the way, you got shield mode on your page?
Yeah, what?
You got shield mode means a lot of people can't talk in the chat sometimes. And also you had a thing on there, so luckily I fixed it. You had on the Twitch? Yeah.
I hadn't messed with it. If it was set on, I didn't even know it.
You also had people thinking it was a rerun.
That's why we pay you the big bucks to fix all that for us.
Yeah, I already did fix that. I'm just telling you about it because
you are the man.
What's it? What is that? Is that on Rumble or is it on a media? It's on its own media thing.
On what?
You're watching on the thing watching behind you.
Oh, that's playing on Rumble, I believe, or it might be on their app. He has an app. I may be on his app. That's called Voice of Rural America.
Voice of Rural America.
Yeah. We've talked to them. I mean, they've been around for a bit. They have a media group. They work with a lot of clients. His stuff looks good. He has.
It's just a replay. It's a replay, by the way.
It's a replay. I didn't even mean to come on with it on there. I have two TVs in the studio. I was setting up one to turn on, and it turned on as well, and I just left it on. So
I'm gonna sub to their channel if you don't mind.
No, they're good people, and we try to help each other. You know how creators are; they try to help each other, and so that's what we try to do, man. We got, a lot of and they're on Rumble. He does have a Rumble channel. I think that's usually where I watch him, but I think I might be on his app. He has a Voice of Rural America app. He's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
He does mostly. He does a little bit of sports, local sports. A lot of politics. A lot of politics.
Yeah.
There you go.
I already got him.
No, I just put a different background up.
Yeah. Hey, Cornbread Man. So what was your show about today, Cornbread Man?
The morning show?
Yeah. You do a show 5. You do a 5. You do 4 to 5 on as a podcast.
Yeah, I do a Podbean audio show. It was the Middle East. It's a news show. I just do a 30-minute usually.
Is that Georgia Bubba?
Hit the news real hard.
Is that Georgia Bubba behind you?
It is Georgia Bubba and Uncle Jeff.
Hey, can we see Georgia Bubba and Uncle Jeff?
Can you see Georgia Bubba? Yeah, can you see him? He's behind Jeff.
By the way, if you guys don't know, Georgia Bubba and Uncle Jeff
there you go.
Puppets.
That's Georgia Bubba.
Hey,
and
Hey, Georgia, brother.
he has his God answers prayer. So that's Georgia Buck. That's my
Sorry.
buddy. His favorite line is, "He embarrasses me."
Like
Uncle
Uncle
Jeff.
Jay.
We have
So
a new
wait a minute,
show
Uncle
coming
Jay.
out. It'll be out this week.
Oh,
I've got to
hey,
finish
by the
it.
way, puppets. You got the puppets behind you.
Yeah, and it's got the bulldog on it.
Yeah. I'm sorry about the pig. The Chat GPT put a pig on
Actually, I loved it because it gave me a chance to aggravate Rob.
it. You guys didn't know I made that picture
You did.
behind through ChatGPT, and I actually made them into puppets. Southern Fried Vent.
That's on tonight after Hump Day Views. That's new.
What do you guys talk about over there?
It's a vent. It's a rant event, man. I like your Rumble rant. I like that. I'm gonna steal it.
Rumble Rants is what they call super chats on Rumble.
No, we call it Southern Fried Vent. It's just a way for us to have some fun and vent out. It's
Yeah.
really intended not for us as much as it is for
Hey,
the listener.
do you know who Lucretia Hughes is?
I
Lucretia
may have.
Hughes.
I've heard the
She
name.
she does a show called Real News with Lucretia Hughes. She is running for NRA. To, she's running for the NRA.
Cool.
She's also a friend of mine. She actually she's a Trumper.
Good deal.
I think I'm gonna try to get her either. She's from Georgia. She's from Georgia. I'm gonna either try to get you on her show or get her on your show.
Either way, man, I'd love to talk to her. Yeah, either way. Yeah, I'm good. I like to go on people's shows,
Yeah,
and I like for them to come on ours.
yeah, and also and I love that I love that you have. Dang it! Sorry, I hate Rumble right now because it's hard to find people on Rumble.
Their search feature is not could be better. Sometimes there's some. There was one I was looking up, and it's like it didn't want to show me. And I know it was there. I was trying to share this lady's channel. It's just really weird. The search feature is kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there are strengths and weaknesses with all, I guess. This Andy Cyrus was the one I was trying
yeah,
to search for. She's a
yeah,
pretty amazing person from Iran originally,
yeah,
and lives in America and can really give you a good background on what life is like in Iran. Uh,
yeah.
the good, the bad, the ugly. So she's great to watch. I like her. In fact, she's got a new show that just dropped, and I'm gonna try to watch it late tonight or early in the morning.
Yeah. What what do you think about what is going on in the world today without, people who, they're so we live in a world now is it these kids now they are doing give me. They don't would rather they want you to give them stuff instead of working for it.
Well, what I would say on that note right there is I have this saying: don't paint the brush over a whole group of people. And I know a ton of young people that are busting their tails, working hard to be something every day. However,
Yeah,
we do have a lot of some of the generation that is, and because I work in training,
yeah,
and you get some young people, some young people who have that attitude, and I've seen it, and they don't want to work, and they don't stay with it, and they think you owe them something. But you know, they'll figure it out the hard way. They'll figure it out the hard way. It might take a little long. They'll mature up. Most of them will. The ones that won't will, I guess, live off people the
No.
rest of their life. But I instilled a strong work ethic in my sons. They both work. My grandchildren have had that instilled in them, and they will work when they get a little older. You got to work. You got to. You got. There's no free passes through life. So, but young people will figure it out. Every generation, sometimes we get this mindset that our generation was so tough, and we had some lazy people in our generation too. It just seemed that more people
No.
really did have a work ethic. But but think about it. The jobs were different too. I don't. People that work today at my company don't work as hard. The job is not as hard as it was 30 years ago.
Yeah. Because you didn't
It's
have
not.
computers back then. You didn't have computers back then.
So we jobs have changed. There are still those. You got to put the shoulder into it.
Yeah.
You got to put your back into it. Those are very manual jobs. But a lot of jobs today are more skilled
But
jobs.
did you see that I donated $1 to you?
That what?
I donated yesterday or one day I donated $1 to your super chat and says, hey,
Okay.
I did a rumble rant.
A rumble rant.
Yeah.
A rumble rant.
It doesn't come through as a rumble rant on StreamYard.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Where
Bless your
where,
heart.
where was Miss Elizabeth at Monday?
She just touched down, or she was still in Alaska on Monday. She just touched down this morning in Atlanta. She's home now. She'll be
So
back
she'll
next
be.
week.
If you guys don't know who Miss Elizabeth is, I got to get a clip. I have a clip. It's I don't have it. Don't think I have it loaded up on this one, but it's a clip of Robert getting Mrs. Elizabeth's goat. It's basically him saying, you showed a picture of Hillary Clinton and says, that's a giant pumpkin from Charlie Brown. Don't ruin Charlie Brown. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You remember which clip? I found that clip.
I didn't know you. I didn't know you had it.
Because I was the one who sent it to you. I was the one that sent it to you.
Oh, you want to send it to me?
No, I sent it to you. I was the one that did it.
Oh, you did a clip off of that clip.
Yeah. No, I did
Okay.
it of the stream. It says, hold on. You gotta hold on to what you got. Come on. Yeah.
So you're still. I know you had. I thought you had left Streamyard. I thought at one point. Jay.
Hold on. I came back.
Oh, I see that.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. But what? So what is your topic tonight on Southern Bride Views?
On the Hump Day views.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure yet. I will. Either
All
I
right,
or Robert will develop that.
Robert Diamond.
We'll. He may. I don't know if he can pop in or not, but I mean, we'll mention that. But that's not the topic. Um,
I hope you don't talk. By the way, I my favorite clip is the is number one is Robert playing the gunshots for Valentine's Day, and say sorry, Robert or David. I don't know which is which. Sorry, David or Robert. Hello,
Yes.
are you David or Robert?
It's pretty obvious who I am.
Sorry.
When
So
when
you're
has
the.
Robert ever came in your channel?
He was here before. He came in here before.
I told him to do it. You want that kind of action? You got to talk to me.
Yeah, because you're the boss man. You're the real owner of Southern Pride.
Well, I'm older, but I'm not the boss. But if you want the things that get done like that, like setting those things up, usually I do those.
Yeah. Hey, so how about so here's a Georgia thing.
Okay.
Stone Mountain, Georgia. Have you ever been to Stone Mountain?
Several times.
Have you been to the Six Flag in Atlanta?
Several times.
I've been there once. Have you been to a Cracker Barrel?
Several times. It's one of my favorite
Hey,
places to go.
by the way,
I don't go there often, but when
You
I
live in
do
North
go,
Georgia or South? I thought you lived in South Georgia.
no, that's Rob. I ain't living down there. No
By the
mountains,
way,
man.
when's the next festival? When is the next festival?
We're to be at the Ag Fest in Camilla, Georgia, in July. About the third week, I think it is.
Third week. My birthday is July 28th.
And you'll be what, 19?
32.
32. I'm almost double your age, dude.
You're 64.
No, I said almost. I'm 60.
Ew.
But there's a lot of life left in the old man yet.
Yeah.
I got
Have
Georgia
you?
Bubba to keep me young.
Hey, have you had? Did you have a colonoscopy yet?
I have.
Was it the colon guard stuff, or did you have, or the original colon? They had to. You had to drink a bunch of liquid and shit about. Sorry, poop a bunch of times.
I did the liquid.
In the poop a bunch of times,
Well, that's what it's supposed to make you do.
and then they stuck a camera in your rectum.
That's typically the way it's done.
Yeah, I actually had to have an EGD done where stuck it through my throat.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do that. If I got to do it, I'd rather do the other.
Yeah,
Even though it's, which I don't. You don't remember nothing about it.
sorry if I cussed.
You don't. You
And
don't even know that it's your show, man.
you're a pastor, so
Well, it's your
what do,
show, though.
what do
I
you think
appreciate it.
about what do you think about the prosperity gospel?
Not a fan.
What do you think about it? About like these people are making the big millions.
It's a con and a fraud.
Yeah,
That's about as clear as I can be about it.
yeah. Everybody's
Don't give
everybody.
to anybody that's preaching that. That's why I said keep your money.
Yeah, to the people, they're living in lavish houses. You don't live in a lavish house. You live in a regular house. Sorry.
Well, to some, we
I
might
thought,
be in a mansion.
yeah.
Depends on where you're at, what your point of view is.
By the way, I did send Lucretia Hughes' producer a link to Southern Fried Podcast and said, check this out.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to talk to her. I'd
She's
love
a
to.
she's a trumper.
I'd love to. I'd love to talk shop with her and
Yeah,
get her views, and she might want a couple of mine. Maybe not.
yeah, yeah. And also she is a good person. Actually, if you hold on, where's that shirt? Let's see if this is the right shirt I have. I have a shirt that says "We the people told you so."
Hold on, Jake. What?
Uh
Cup of coffee. I'll have to make some. Oh, she did. It'll be a minute. You what, Jake?
Where's my sticker at? By the way.
You know where it's at, dude. I've been so. I'll tell you though, I've got time this week. Here is your sticker.
Yeah. And you said you were gonna send me a pin. You're gonna send me a pin with that.
I'm gonna send you a pin. I will do that in the morning. I promise, Jake. I promise. 2 stickers and a pin. I really. It's been a. I'm a lot of times in the daytime. I'm not available to go mail things, and my wife has been sick. You know.
Hold on, hold on. I gotta send someone else a link because I actually didn't send Liam a link. Liam, hold on, Liam. Give me a minute. My friend Liam will come on.
Yeah, I need to get off camera just for a minute. I'll stay here.
All
I'll be
right.
right back. If you give me a minute, I'll be right back with you.
All right. Gotta find Liam first. Oh, here we go. You gotta hold on.
Hey there, Jake. Sorry, you sent me a link. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta turn your show off. You sent me a link at like 1:55. So
that show was from. So sorry, I had to pee. Hold on.
It's all right. I can only stay on for about 5 minutes or so, but I figured, I always say you send me the link when I can't
Ski
come on.
Mask died. Ski Mask died.
I saw that. I was just watching MLC. They were doing a beautiful, beautiful tribute.
Yeah, and I didn't believe it because of who was talking about it, who did the thing I saw first. Chad, because Chad's a liar.
I don't think Chad would lie about something like that. Do you? Do you?
If it was going to make him, by the way, here's the thing. People are telling. By the way, Potato is telling people to unsolve to Chad about what happened. He made money on Ski Mask's death.
He did? Oh, the death pool. Hello?
Sorry, I was drinking something.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
But he did a show today to profit on Ski Mask.
I mean, he does a show every day. Well, I didn't see the show. So what did he do to profit off
He basically put him in the title and asking for donations.
Oh yeah, well, donations for what? Like Kevin's funeral or what?
Who's Kevin?
Oh, that's Ski Mask. Sorry, Ski Mask's funeral or for what?
What? Oh, did you get the COD?
No, I didn't get the COD.
Cause of death?
No.
Sarah Palin?
No.
Hey, by the way, so ladies and gentlemen, by the way, your episodes got pulled. A few of your episodes got pulled because I pulled Ashley's episodes.
Oh, that's okay. Why'd you pull Ashley's episodes?
When we were fighting.
Oh, well, that was a fun one, but you know what, Jake? There will be others.
Yeah, Liam is. By the way, I'll send you some Venmo money. I'll Venmo.
Don't send me any money, please. In fact, I have to go back to work in about 5-10 minutes because I'm working, which is great.
Where do you work?
I freelance. I'm a freelancer, which means I write on assignment, and I work. One of my jobs is I write comedy videos for a very large corporation.
Can't tell for legal reasons. You can't tell us who that is.
I can't, and I wish I could because I'd show you a couple cool videos that we've made, but it's a very big corporation. I can't afford to get sued, and I can't afford to lose my job. So, but right now this corporation is having a bunch of big events. Like a lot of speakers, and so what these speakers want is like funny videos to introduce them. So I just got assigned another one, and I got to get that done tonight, which will be easy. It's 45 seconds.
Let me ask you this:
Uh-huh.
is the people that you're working for it starts with a V?
I actually can't tell you. Like seriously, I can't even
No.
I can't even play a guessing game because it's covered by an NDA, which is a non-disclosure.
Ooh.
So it's like I really could get
Is
sued.
it sorry, I'm sorry.
I'll say this: it's honestly, it's so big you're not going to guess it, and also, if I did say what it was, it almost wouldn't matter because they have so many divisions all over the world. But right now, I can't afford to get this production company in trouble. I can't afford to get in trouble. So I'm just
trying. Dave, this is Liam. Liam, this is David.
How you doing, buddy?
All right,
I'm
man.
just listening to you.
Sorry.
By the way, Liam did a bunch of stuff for Comedy Central.
Okay, cool.
I was on Comedy Central once, and I wrote for a couple things on Comedy Central. But also, Dave, that was I recorded my set on Comedy Central 2 weeks before 9/11. So we're talking history at this point. There literally adults who weren't born when I recorded my set.
So. I know. Well, it's funny you say that. 2 weeks before 9/11, I was telling the story last night that I just had this gut feeling that something was fixing bad to happen. And I went to my pastor about it 2 weeks before 9/11. So, yeah, I'm an old guy. So,
yeah,
I guess back a ways.
Well, I had one of the best nights of my life, probably around the time you were talking to your pastor. So it was, I'll tell you this. I opened for Jim Norton at Bananas in Poughkeepsie the weekend after 9/11. And that was
nice.
That was something. Actually, the crowds were great. I was terrible, but it's like all O&A people, and they were great.
By the way, I also want to say, so now Ski Mask is gone. Ski Mask was a big part. Stevie was Stevie was part of it. Jim Stansel was part of it. What do you think now? What is the channel going to be? Ski Mask Media going to be without Ski Mask? Liam?
It'll probably be a legacy podcast studio, and I think the problem is once the
what's up, David? Hey, I think somebody forgot to sign into their Southern Pride podcast account. Sorry, that's that.
Dave in the AM, are you at all? Do you know anything about Ski Mask or any of that stuff? He doesn't. Okay.
He's a Southern boy.
But
he's a Southern boy.
But I'll listen.
He's a Southern boy from Georgia. From Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Okay. I'm guessing not the Atlanta area.
No. Although I have done a lot of work in and around Atlanta. And I'm very familiar with I used to go down to Atlanta a lot when I was younger and just explore. But no, I live in extreme northwest Georgia. Almost in Chattanooga.
Yeah, I know exactly where you are.
I'm in Fort Oglethorpe, or right outside of it, which is near the National Battlefield, Chickamauga National Battlefield.
Yeah. So you guys never shut down during COVID.
No, not to the extent that there were no people jumping off buildings here, diving to their death because of lockdowns like they were in Taiwan and other places. No, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Right. Hey, so let me ask you this: so was Rodney Dangerfield funny?
I thought he was dang funny. But it's a type of humor you've got to appreciate.
Yeah. So
Very
now,
physical.
by the way, Liam, I want to say,
Yeah.
so Chad is writing a comedy special for 2026.
Okay.
He wants to do a comedy special. Would you produce it?
If there was a budget, yes. But I think honestly, Chad would be better off just producing it himself. But I just wanted to answer your Rodney question, which is he was the best, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's
I
all
love
the,
Ronnie. I love
there's-
Ronnie. I was being sarcastic.
oh, okay, because there's all these great.
He was
clips.
funny. He was funny. He was
If you-
very funny.
If you go on YouTube, watch him on Carson. He was the best.
I was just fixed to say that was one of my favorite things to see him at.
Carson or Leno? Carson versus Leno.
Well, Carson, when he was on Carson in the 70s and 80s, he was in his prime.
Yeah.
Who's a better host? Carson, Leno, Conan, or Fallon?
For me, it's Carson. Just I identify a lot with what he was doing.
Fallon's the worst.
Some other people might like others better, but for me, I thought he was a perfect foil to.
So here's the thing. By the way, I'm turning my camera on for this because I have a rant on. So when we were dealing with COVID-19, sorry YouTube, we're fixing to jump the ship here. CBS let Stephen Colbert do a skit called "The Vaccine" and spread misinformation about the COVID vaccine. Did you know that?
I did. I don't really watch Colbert.
And dude, and the thing is, if we did that, it would be strike. We'll be out of YouTube. But because it's CBS, they're allowed to do anything.
It all depends on who you are, what you are, where you are. You can't win it. You just have to go where you can do what you got to do. I stay on the platform. I choose to, but if I want to talk something controversial, I drop it out of my show.
Yeah,
because you will get struck. So it's unfortunate. Yeah. We always tell people to get a second and third platform, and but there's so many people monetized on YouTube that they're going to stay there. I got tons of friends who are. We can't get traction there, but it's okay. We get traction elsewhere.
Yeah, it's Jake. This is almost a subject you don't want to bring up.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's your channel.
Yeah, that's what I tell him. It's his channel.
But Jake,
we used the one night, the V word, and we got struck for a week off that word, and we didn't even bring it up. It actually was brought up in our chat, and so we mentioned it, just responded to them, and we got struck for a week. We appealed 3 times, and no luck.
I used to bring it up for fun, and people would get really mad at me, so I had to stop.
That's actually pretty good.
It gets people talking. It gets people
sure.
But Jake, to answer your question, when I was a kid, I liked Letterman the best. Like Letterman was my favorite. But then I got older and I started rewatching old Carson clips, and I was like, this show is actually really good too.
What year was you born?
76.
Letterman to me had the better music overall because I like rock. I like a lot of music, but he had on a better band geared for that, and his top 10s were funny. But I think just the interaction between the guest and Carson for me, because I'm older, I grew up with it and I'm used to it. And let me say this: I'm a big fan of physical humor, meaning Carson was a master at a look, fall down, whatever. Where Letterman's was more the way he would say things, and so I think that's why I like him a little bit more.
But also, when Letterman's show especially before he went to CBS, his show is all about just like deconstructing late night TV. And so
Yeah.
for someone like me that grew up where like Carson was the norm and like you would see Tom Snyder or whoever or Joan Rivers, to see someone who's
Hey,
just
Michaela, how you doing?
if you see someone who's like making fun of all that, it was really
Oh, ladies and
fresh.
gentlemen, we got someone in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, a former co-host of Ski Mass Media, Mr. Stevie Lou.
Stevie, you're jumping on right when I have to leave. I got like
How you doing, Stevie? How you doing, Stevie?
Jake, I just figured I'd come and say hello to you. I
Is
didn't know
it true?
exactly
Is
what's
it
going on
true?
here.
Is it true?
As far as I know, yeah. As far as I've been told, yeah, it's legit.
Yeah. I did do a tweet. I don't. Chad's a liar. Chad is a liar, but Chad was telling the truth. Damn.
Yeah, we lost another one. You know, he burned bright and burned out fast,
What was
I
his?
guess.
What was his COD?
I don't know that, Jake. And honestly, I come from the train school that you don't really worry too much about that. When that information is ready to be available for everyone, I'm sure it will be made available, but that is never our business. It's the family, their business. And I just like to respect that privacy.
By the
At least I
way,
know I could be, people could disagree with me on that all they want. I'm fine with that.
So
You know.
I made a joke on Keanu C. Thompson's show a year ago. I think someone's behind you, David.
Yes, they're getting coffee for my wife.
All right.
Got to take care of the wife, you know.
Just in case that was an assassin, though, David, he wanted
Yeah.
to make sure you
Well, I appreciate him looking out for me, you know.
By the way, I just want to I made a joke and I said I hope that Chrissy Mayer's kid gets Down syndrome. I didn't mean it. It was just a joke.
Jake.
What does that have to do? What does that have to do with anything right now, though? Jake?
Because someone came in as Chrissy's Down syndrome baby.
Oh.
Jake, you're talking about the V word. Your show is going to get canceled, buddy.
Listen, you can't cancel that. Someone's already been canceled twice.
All right, Jesus Christ Almighty. All right. Well, Jake, anything else from you, buddy, about Ski
I just
Mask?
want to know: is it true, Stevie? Is it true?
It seems going off of his brother's tweets on Twitter, and then I looked on Facebook, and I noticed someone who appears to have been a high school or a childhood friend of his posted something, and then someone else posted something that his sister may have posted online. So again, I'm a little bit nervous to be breaching maybe some privacy issues here when it comes to death, and I'm not so comfortable with. So I don't want to get too deep into it, but from all of my gathering of resources, it would seem to be true.
By the way, if anybody that does want to tip the stream, there's my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal right there.
Well, Teamster Tim confirmed it, so I think you're safe to report the news.
Yeah, TM Hudson got it. TM Hudson got it.
Yeah, the brightest flames burn quickest, as Lao Tse once said. So
but
only the good die young, like Billy Joel says, right?
Hey, by the way, Dave, this is Stevie Lou. This is Dave.
Hey, Dave, nice to meet you, bud.
Dave worked on Stevie worked on a show called the Eastside Dave Show. He's worked in.
Let's not do my resume just now, Jake. I appreciate it. That's very polite of you.
No, Stevie. Dave has no idea what's going on. He's not at all in this dabble.
I can see that, and I'm glad to see that Dave's hanging in there, man. He seems like a good guy. So.
And by the way, David's got a show coming up in about 30 minutes.
All right. Actually, Jake, so I'm like 10 minutes over what I said I'd do. So good night, gentlemen.
See you, Liam.
And Stevie, why don't you just did an MLC?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of a little spent after that. And
hey, why don't you give half the money to your boss?
I think that'll all be figured out somehow.
Why don't you give half your money to your former boss, Ski Mask? Why don't you? Are
Yeah.
you guys gonna do a show? Are you guys gonna do a show in honor of him? You, Jim, and Cabana Kid.
There's nothing in the works just yet about anything like that. I think we're all just taking it one day at a time right now, Jake. And
Yeah.
I think that he should have some sort of tribute for sure. I think that's a good point, and hopefully something proper will be worked out. But honestly, in the meantime, what you could do and what everyone can do is that his YouTube channel is still active and still available, and all those old episodes of Ski Mask Collective, all those old episodes of Sad
Yeah.
Chad, all the old episodes of Stevie and Ski after MLC are still up and available. I think he made playlists of all of them on his channel. So while it's still up, you might as well go and watch old episodes and take a trip down memory lane and
Yeah.
laugh and cry and feel all the emotions that you got to, because at the end of this day, life is fragile, and anybody could go at any minute. And I hate to say that, but that's really
Hey,
how
did you?
crazy this is.
So let me ask you this: did you get mad at? So I heard you got mad at Chad about doing a show.
I got a little mad today. I wanted to just call him out on some what I believe to be some half truths and maybe even lies that he was starting to spread about a guy who had just died. So
Yeah.
the guy is dead and he can't defend himself. So that's something that kind of drives me insane. So I will admit that Chad kind of got my goat there today, and he definitely influenced my decision to open my mouth today. And my where I come from, how I was raised, you stand up for what's right, and you don't let someone just get away with stuff like that without going on record and trying to correct it at the very least. So I wanted to do that.
By the way, if you guys, I'm getting a link for everybody to go over to Ski Mask Media and watch Ski Mask because it was a good channel. Ski Mask, Cabana, Stevie.
Yeah, Cabana is his brother, right? That's his actual brother.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So reach out to Cabana if you can on Twitter and let him know that you cared about Ski Mask. I think if anybody out there knows Cabana King or has heard of Cabana King, that's his younger brother who used to appear on the show. And I don't really know Cabana that well, to be honest. I knew Ski Mask, and I can't imagine that he's probably I can imagine that he's probably having some tough times
But by the
dealing
way,
with the loss of
someone
his
won the
brother.
death pool. By the way, someone won the death pool.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about those things is that we joke about it, but then when it
But
really happens, you know,
it's not funny. It's not funny.
it's not
All
funny.
right.
But the dude was a cut up, and he wouldn't want us to sit here and be all sad about his death neither. That's for damn sure. He would want us to all pull our what's out and flash it around on air. Because that's what he was known for doing. Sorry
Yeah.
if maybe Jake can fill you in on a little bit of that there.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
he was a shot jock, but we loved him. But by the way, I did watch. By the way, by the way, Stevie, I've been watching a lot of the Star and Buckwild show.
Okay. Okay. Well, Jake,
It's a
listen,
show.
buddy, I'm sorry
All
to
right,
run on you, but that was a great little tribute we had here for Ski Mask. Rest in peace. It
all
was
right,
very
love
nice
you,
to meet you,
brother.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy your time on air with Jake there. And Jake, I'll talk to you later, buddy. All right?
All right, love you guys.
Peace. Love you too, bud.
Love you.
Peace.
Oh, I meant I did. Hey, sorry if we had to talk about that, David. That
It's
was
your show,
Stevie
man.
Lou. By the way, Mint, I did give you a free membership to my Buy Me a Coffee. Mint, diggity, mint dog, mint diggity, mint dog. Yeah, but if anybody that does want to give, here's my Cash App and PayPal.
Hey, Jake, I got to go too. I got to get ready for our show.
All right, love you, brother.
Thanks for having me up, man.
Love you,
You
brother.
have it.
Bye.
Yeah, you have it. You have a great time, man.
All right.
And we'll talk soon.
All right, love you. Bye.
All right.
This was a great show, guys, and if anybody that does want to give the money, please do. We do need to get money in the pocket. I'm not asking for money for. I'm not trying to do a show on him, but guys, if you guys do want to help, the show, the Venmo is right there. I do appreciate everybody that shows up. I did give you a membership to my Buy Me a Coffee, so because and I reopen. And by the way, just want to say thank you to anybody that has been supporting the channel. If you do want to support. If you guys don't. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Bye.